Who is Islander? I think we're just figuring that out. I mean, we know we're a band, of course, but I think more than who we are, we're finally remembering why we are.
Chris was always buying CDs, and he would go to his room, he would play the CD, and I mean, he would play it loud, and I would hear him in there singing with it. Chris has a beautiful voice. I think a lot of people don't realize Chris was the one that was really like the backbone for Islander, because he got his brother involved in music. And I think a lot of people don't realize that.
My brother was the one that introduced me to music, so I would definitely say that he's the first contact that I had with rock and roll and stuff. He took me to an MXPX 90-pound Wish show, and I was in the 5th grade, and I went and I was like, I hate music, I'm never going back. That freaked me out, because everybody's going nuts. Yeah, I eventually fell in love with music when I was a teenager. We formed several local bands over the years.
This is where we used to have a lot of shows. There used to be kids scattered all over this parking lot every Friday, Saturday, maybe other days too. I remember one night we played here on Monday and there were a lot of kids here. Sometimes there weren't so many kids here, but yeah.
Eventually, Islander formed, and we knew we wanted to speak up for those that didn't feel loved in the world, and we felt like the band could be a vehicle to do something like that, and just speak about the craziness going on in the world while lacing our message with the idea that we could at least be good to one another through it all. I feel like the first song on our first album, Counteract, I feel like that's kind of our mission statement for the band. It was crazy, no one wrote the song. It was just a dream my mom had.
I dreamed it. I saw Michael. He was standing on stage all by himself. There was this huge bright light on him. I heard the lyrics. I saw him perform it before anybody else did. When I woke up that morning, I grabbed the sticky notes and a pencil, and I was writing as fast as I could because those lyrics were in my head and I had to get them on paper.
So yeah, she called us while we were on tour and told us she had a dream, and she gave us the lyrics and told us how the song went. So I remember the guitar player at the time and we sat down with an acoustic guitar and we did the part like exactly like she told us it went in the song, and that's how we wrote it.
Counteract this world. Devastate the masses.
Counteract this world! Devastate the masses! Counteract this world! Devastate the masses! Counteract!
At the time, we were just some kids from Greenville, South Carolina. We had never been to the West Coast. We signed a record deal. They flew us out to Hollywood to record a record. I don't think any of us could have imagined or guessed what would have happened after all that. We hopped in our van and we started touring the country, just playing anywhere and everywhere that we could. And next thing you know, Korn and Papa Roach and bands like that invited us out. Before those first few tours, we had never really been a lot of places. At least for me, I had never even been out of the country before.
Stuck in my head. It's the worst thing ever. I don't want no more Nickelback in my head. I'm in a different country.
We started, getting to visit Billboard offices, Alt Press, Hot Topic headquarters, ESPN. We were invited to a lot of cool places and got to do a lot of cool things, and our singles started charting at Billboard on the radio, and we won Loudwire's Album of the Year. So it was crazy for a band like us. We didn't expect anything like that to happen. I remember Vinnie Paul started coming to our shows, and one time he was joking around with me and he said, "You guys took Album of the Year away from my band." He's like, I'm just kidding. I love you guys, and I love your record. So there's been a lot of crazy stuff like that.
I still haven't met Sting, so I want to. Sting, if you're out there and you for some reason watch this, just hang out, dude. Teach me how to paint the face.
I'm like, this is awesome.
We've had sushi and pancakes.
I know.
And then I tap. We're over it, bro.
Yeah.
I heard about Islander in 2015. The head of their booking agency, Andrew Goodfriend, flew to Arizona to have lunch with my business partner and I, and said, hey, we've got this band. They're called Islander. They're doing all these big tours. They're touring with like Korn and stuff, and they don't have a manager, and you should manage them. So I remember I went to the Korn show at the Marquee Theater, and I met up with Mikey. In the middle of it, we're stuffing our faces with sushi, and I'm just, basically, I guess, whining and dining the band. And the band, Mikey comes up at the end of it and says, Zach, how are you going to screw us over? And how are you going to do us dirty? Something along the lines of that. I remember just being stunned, like, Mikey, I don't know what kind of, like, path you've been down, but I'm the guy that's going to be here to protect you from those things. I'm going to serve and protect you, not do you dirty, as you put it. And I remember also in the middle of it, Fieldy from Korn comes up in the middle of the sushi dinner. He goes, Zach and Kyle, those are good people. Work with those guys. And we were like, cool.
Yeah, we've never done Vans Warped Tour before. It's been a long time coming. We've been invited in the past, but have not been able to make it out of different obligations that we've had and stuff. And yeah, we're just super stoked to be on it. We're not even accepting pay. We're not getting any type of catering on it. We're literally out there because we love our fans. We love punk rock music. We love what Kevin Lyman has done for the scene. So let's send it off the right way.
Hey, it's Tony Gonzalez with the latest rock news. Korn's Brian Head Welsh and Warped Tour founder Kevin Lyman have been engaging in an online disagreement after Islander were recently booted from Warped Tour for damaging a drum kit during their opening day set. The band was removed from the bill after singer Mikey Carvajal dove into a kit that wasn't theirs, denting the floor toms in the process. While the band apologized and asked fans to still attend the festival, their longtime friend Brian Head Welsh was critical of the decision, calling it lame. Lyman responded back, I would ask Brian Head Welsh if an opening act trashed Korn's gear on stage, how long they would be kept on tour. Just wondering. Head responded that he wasn't blaming Lyman, but saw his point and respectfully disagreed with the outcome. He concluded, Vans Warped Tour bands are chaotic. There should have been backup gear, LOL, before thanking Lyman for all the years of the tour. For more on this story, head over to loudwire.com.
The first week I'm managing the band, I fly to Colorado. This doesn't even sound real, but this is like the last year Warped Tour is a thing, and it's like ending. And I get to Denver, and I'm hanging out with the band, and literally at the end of the set, Mikey dives into the drum set, which is a backline drum set owned by Ernie Ball, and there's like a small dent in it or whatever, but the crowd loved it. And I get a call from the record label, and they're like, Zach, get to Kevin Lyman's office immediately. Kevin Lyman is very, very, very upset with Islander. And I was like, oh crap. So me and Mikey go to production. We go into Kevin Lyman, who's the founder and owner of Warped Tour, and we go into his main office there, and he's just chewing me and Mikey out, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is not a good way to end my relationship with Warped Tour. And Mikey is just like, I'm sorry, Kevin, I'm sorry, like I would like to pay for it. And Kevin Lyman's like, you're off the tour. And so me and Mikey walk out of the principal's office with our heads down, and Kevin Lyman comes running out around the corner, and he stops us and he goes, hey guys, please don't talk crap about me on the internet. And we're like, yeah, of course not. Like, never. Of course not. We leave. And, of course, the band has to announce, like, hey, we're not on a Warped Tour anymore. So they make this apology video.
We want you guys to go support the rest of the tour. We don't want to discourage you from that. Lots of awesome bands playing this year. And, yeah, there's no hard feelings. It's all love.
The band makes that statement online. And then next thing you know, of course, all of Mikey's big famous friends, Korn, Slipknot, POD, Bad Wolves, just you name it. Dozens and dozens of bands start going on Twitter and attacking the Vans Warped Tour Twitter, saying, how could you kick off Islander? Just nonstop slandering the Vans Warped Tour. And me and Mikey are just sitting back, like eating popcorn, like, what is happening? ABC News picked up the story, and it ended up being the best thing that happened for the band, because suddenly Islander was this big dangerous band that destroyed the stage, even though literally it was just a dent in the floor tom.
We're not the kind of band that causes controversy just to cause controversy. I remember being really upset after all that went down because, you know, anytime we had seen Kevin Lyman, you know, at award shows or anything, we always got along really well. And we really respected what he had done for the scene. But this incident felt like playing a church and getting in trouble with the pastor or something. I don't know. It had this like weird vibe. And, you know, I have to look at it now and just say, you know, Kevin was really busy, and I feel like he had a lot on his plate, you know, that being the last Warped Tour and stuff. So I understand, you know, but at the same time, I felt like we weren't listened to or heard out.
Madison, Wisconsin, the other day for the release. It was the album released that night after we played at midnight, and we had so much of the Islander family was there at that show, and we all walked so we wanted to go eat some food. The only thing open within walking distance was a McDonald's all night. Yeah. Well, yeah, we like McDonald's. So we went there, we took everybody with us, and everybody, you know, bought like their own food and stuff. We were sitting there, and we all counted down to the release. Yeah. It was so cool being there because we didn't plan that, and it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, all of our friends, you know, people that have been jamming our music, we've become friends over the years.
Like, it was emotional. It was like emotional, like seeing
that was pretty cool.
Seeing the people that got us to even that moment be there, experience the excitement with us. Yeah. So usually I'm sitting there watching it hit on my phone like a single or something. And I'm like,
you're lying in bed. Yeah. This time, like, oh yeah, look, it dropped.
This time it felt like
it was, yeah. And then Mikey, he made a speech and let everybody know, like, yo, our album just dropped. And everybody clapped for us. So it was pretty rad. It felt good.
So the label apparently dropped us before our album came out, but they never told us. So at least that's what everybody's it's weird.
We were never upset about being dropped. We were just upset that we were dropped before our album even came out. No one let us know. I mean, really the only way we even found out is because we asked about creating more publicity. But with all that aside, we were excited because we had played by the label game for so long, and now we were just free to be fully us. We never stopped being genuine or gave up our integrity or anything, but we definitely felt like we were in a cage. I remember telling our manager that I felt like the band had finally been let out of its cage. I remember one day we were broken down on the side of the road, and I told our old tour manager, Ken, that the way I knew I loved what we do is because even on our worst day of tour, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. It's usually not easy. We've spent money we don't have. We've toured in the back of a box truck, been robbed. We've missed anniversaries, birthdays, you name it. And yet we still love it because we love people. I got a phone call from a record label once, and they told us that we were worthless without them. And we've had people tell us it's impossible to do this successfully without a label behind us. I mean, all kinds of stuff. I don't know, I think we just define success differently than they do. I would say we're in the studio right now because we are, but it's not like a studio like what, most people are used to. This time we're going back to the basement. We're taking all of our gear. We're taking everything back to the basement where this band was formed, and we're recording all the vocals in a cardboard box, literally, that we've, you know, manipulated into a fake vocal booth or whatever. I guess it's real, you know. It's not fake if it's getting the job done. But we're not having anybody tell us what to do. We're doing things the way we do them again. And, you know, we might fall flat on our faces, but at least we did it. At least we know that that was us. And, you know, it wasn't somebody holding our career in their hand and our lives in their hand, you know, because we're the ones sleeping in a van every night. We're the ones broke. We're the ones doing it. And I think our fans know that. So I have all the faith in the world. They're going to come through for us like always. And we're going to crowdfund this record. And it's going to be awesome. If I had any advice for an up-and-coming band, it would be to just do it because you love it, not because the industry tells you that's not a good business model. It's almost like they try to hypnotize you into, you know, believing like, oh, you should like write a hit song because you'll get to keep doing this or whatever. But it's like, what does writing a hit song even mean? Like, we just always wrote the songs that we felt, and now we were being suggested to go and have co-writes and this and that. Now we just want the fans to be the record label. We want to create for people that are listening, and that's our why. We're finally coming full circle to that. We're a band from Greenville, South Carolina. We make music because we love it and we love people, and that's why we do this. We're just Islanders.